Found myself in and what was called love addiction. My therapist broke it down was like that feeling of being like, oh, I'm in love, and
The story of Common and his relationships has been making headlines again, and this time it seems things have reached a new level of messy. For years, people have pointed out a pattern in the way Common approaches love, and many believe he struggles with something deeper than just bad luck in relationships. In fact, in his own words, his therapist once explained to him that what he was experiencing was a kind of love addiction. Common admitted that what he was hooked on was not real, long-lasting connection, but that thrilling rush of the honeymoon phase. He said he kept chasing that feeling of being in love, the butterflies, the excitement of something new. Once that stage faded, he would usually move on, unable or unwilling to do the work of maintaining a real, long-term commitment. He has often spoken about wanting to do better and has said that the personal work he is doing will eventually help him fulfill his lifelong dream of being a husband. Interestingly, he's even had a rather surprising and famous relationship coach in his corner, none other than Michelle Obama. According to him, she has spoken with him during important moments in his relationships, offering wisdom and perspective. She reminded him that nobody is perfect, not even himself, so expecting perfection from a partner is unrealistic. Instead, she advised him to focus on finding someone who shares his most important values, someone who aligns with what matters most. Everything else, she said, involves compromise. Common has publicly praised her for her guidance, admitting that her words gave him clarity. Still, despite all this wisdom and all these chances, people are asking why, at his age, he still hasn't figured out how to truly be a good partner. Some even wonder if there is something much deeper going on with him. The speculation has grown so much that people online have even started questioning whether he might secretly be living a different lifestyle altogether, perhaps even being on the down low. While that remains unconfirmed gossip, the fact that he has left such a long trail of broken relationships with high-profile women continues to raise eyebrows. Recently, Jennifer Hudson and Tiffany Haddish have been especially vocal about their experiences with him, and they didn't hold back. Fans say they both essentially exposed Common for being manipulative with women, emotionally unavailable, and possibly even deceptive. They accused him of being the kind of man who sells women a dream, pretends to be committed, then backs out the moment things get serious. According to critics, he has repeated this same pattern with Erykah Badu, Taraji P. Henson, Serena Williams, Angela Rye, Tiffany Haddish, and now Jennifer Hudson. When Jennifer and Common first stepped out as a couple in 2022, people were cautious. Jennifer herself even denied the relationship rumors at first, insisting people were making things up. But insiders spilled to outlets like Radar Online that sparks had been flying while the two were filming together in Philadelphia. According to those close to them, their connection deepened over long days on set, and after work they always found their way back to each other. Jennifer reportedly wanted to take things slowly, especially after her difficult past with relationships, but Common was operating on a different kind of energy. He began love-bombing her, showering her with grand gestures, attention, and affection. Love-bombing is often considered a classic sign of narcissistic behavior, overwhelming someone with romance and intensity early on to speed up commitment. He even surprised her by flying all the way to London for the premiere of her musical A Strange Loop, something Jennifer hadn't expected since she thought they were still moving cautiously. To many observers, it looked like he was pushing her into publicly confirming their relationship before she had fully processed what was happening. Eventually, though, his plan worked. Jennifer brought him onto her talk show and confirmed they were indeed dating. In a moment that was supposed to be sweet, she asked him about his love life, and he responded by praising her, calling her one of the most beautiful people he had ever met, describing her as smart, talented, spiritual, and down-to-earth. He spoke about how her happiness made him happy, and that he thanked God for the relationship every day. Jennifer, for her part, also admitted she was dating and very happy. Despite their public smiles, many fans were not convinced. People online warned Jennifer repeatedly that Common had a history of treating women this way. They recalled how he had been with Erykah Badu, Taraji P. Henson, and Serena Williams, only to leave each relationship behind. To them, Jennifer was just the next in line. The strongest red flags, however, started surfacing years earlier when he was with Angela Rye, a political commentator and activist. That relationship offered the clearest view of his issues. Angela wanted to move forward with marriage and children, but Common kept dodging the conversation. Every time she brought up starting a family, he avoided the subject or changed it. Angela later admitted she finally ended things because they simply wanted different things. She was serious about building a family, and he wasn't. Not long after, he moved into a new romance with Tiffany Haddish. The two met while filming the movie The Kitchen, where they played love interests. Their on-screen chemistry turned into something real, and Tiffany genuinely thought they might go the distance. She said she imagined a future with him, and he gave her reasons to believe in it. But when the time came for the relationship to deepen, Common pulled away again. Publicly, he claimed the split was mutual and due to their busy schedules, saying the love hadn't disappeared but the timing wasn't right. Tiffany, however, clapped back. She said plainly that it wasn't mutual. According to her, he was the one who told her the relationship had run its course. She added, almost mockingly, that maybe he was destined to be a 50-year-old single man who never settles down, always moving from one opportunity to the next. She even compared him to a bee flying from flower to flower. Tiffany admitted she missed him at times, as most people do after intimate relationships, but ultimately she realized he wasn't the type to commit. Jennifer Hudson had plenty of examples to learn from before she got involved with him. She could have looked at Angela, Tiffany, Taraji, Erica, or Serena. But love is powerful, and she went forward anyway. Now, it seems she's living through the same pain others warned her about. Reports claim she has even been crying online about the way Common has been treating her. Sources close to Jennifer have shared that this is one of the reasons she has been hesitant to marry him. People originally assumed she avoided marriage because of her traumatic breakup with her ex-husband David Otunga. But insiders say it's not her past that's holding her back, it's Common's behavior in the present. After David, Jennifer swore she would never marry again. Then Common swept in, charmed her, and tried to change her mind. According to the gossip mill, he even proposed, but Jennifer turned him down. Allegedly, he didn't take the rejection well and tried to convince her that he was different now, that he wouldn't hurt her like he had hurt other women. But Jennifer stood firm in her decision, still unwilling to marry him. Despite her refusal, Common insists publicly that he is serious about their relationship and that he wants it to last. But Jennifer has her doubts, and understandably so. After being engaged for 9 years before, only to have it fall apart, she doesn't want to end up stuck in another dead end. She doesn't want a broken marriage and to return to square one. The irony is that she seems to know deep down this relationship isn't going anywhere further, but she hasn't fully walked away either. Meanwhile, the internet has been buzzing with opinions. One person commented that Jennifer deserves better, saying Common is not man enough for her. They predicted that karma would catch up with him because of the way he ends relationships without honesty or respect. Another viewer pointed out that his words about relationships never carry true emotion, that there's always a disconnect between what he says and what he does. They felt he knows he needs a woman like Jennifer, but doesn't truly want her. The cycle seems endless. Common says he wants to be a husband, says he's doing the work on himself, and even has advice from someone as wise as Michelle Obama, yet the results never change. He leaves a trail of women who hope for more, only to realize he wasn't serious about going the distance. Tiffany Haddish described him perfectly when she compared him to a man who will never settle with anyone, always drifting, always searching for that next honeymoon rush. Jennifer Hudson now finds herself tangled in that same web. She may have thought she could be the one to change him, the one who could finally ground him, but history is repeating itself. Even she seems to recognize it, given her refusal to marry him and her public frustration with his behavior. The big question people are now asking is why she stays with him at all when she knows deep down there is no real future. Perhaps part of her still hopes he will change, or perhaps she simply isn't ready to walk away completely. At this point, the world is watching to see what happens next. Is Common truly incapable of commitment, or is he just unwilling? Will Jennifer eventually cut her losses, or will she remain stuck in this cycle? Whatever happens, the pattern is clear, and until he breaks free of it, it seems likely history will keep repeating itself. So now the conversation turns to the public. Do people believe Jennifer Hudson's decision to expose Common was justified? Do they think he has truly ruined her happiness? And most importantly, do they believe the speculation that he might secretly be living a double life? These are the questions that remain unanswered,